Behold, an interview with the most offensive man on the internet. A man who says mean things.
Hi.
What's wrong, kid?
I just got bullied for being gay.
Oh yeah? What's about to happen again?
Even worse, he does mean things.
109 countries kicked out of, America's gonna be 110.
So offensive, you can't even show his whole body without getting banned. And yet after his boxing match in March, this brave soul was willing to interview him live.
A couple more questions and I'll let you go.
Can we hurry this up?
Yeah, I will. 2 more questions.
Now in a couple weeks he's fighting someone else, so he interviewed him again. So I'm gonna talk about it. And also show off some fun gameplay to keep your small, smooth brain stimulated.
This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined with the Gypsy Crusader over Zoom. Paul, good to speak to you again. I know it's been a few months since your last fight, and you've got another fight coming up against King Azoulay. How's life been, first of all, and how are you feeling before this fight against King Azoulay?
Life has been really good, man. Life was really good before the fight. Like, I was really doing very well, and like I said, at the time, I really didn't need it, but it was an opportunity that I felt that I should take. So, but since then, things have been going like really amazing, and it was just so cool to see like the movement rally around the fight. I had a lot of pressure on me, like, because everyone, was counting on me, and we, just to see everybody come together around something was really amazing, and it was an honor to be able to do that for everybody.
This next fight's going to be way bigger too, because not only is the venue much larger, but it's also bringing in his own fans, as well as people who hate Ben Azoulay, which is just about everybody who knows who Ben Azoulay is. I'm even going in person, because I cannot stress enough how badly Ben Azoulay is going to lose this. I've got good seats too, might even be in the splash zone.
I remember speaking to you before your last fight on the Aiden Ross's card, and sort of saying, do you feel the pressure? And you sort of played it off sort of nonchalantly, like, yeah, but every fight's pressure behind it. Do you feel the pressure this time around against King Azoulay, like you did against Super Hot Fire?
But this time around, there's, like I said before, there's always pressure. You know what I mean? No matter what, like, even if I wasn't who I am right now and I was fighting, I would feel pressure, but it is a lot less because, I know that I am prepared now physically and mentally. I'm in a different stage now. And it's kind of how it was when I was training all the time before, when I was a bit younger. So right now, while of course I feel not pressure, it's more of a heightened sense of things, but I am much more confident in my readiness.
There's going to be a huge difference in his fighting ability this time, because last time he was retired for 10 years and only had 1 week to train, whereas this time he's going to have had 2 months to train, and he's been constantly posting videos of him doing so. I've seen a lot of clips of him apologizing to his followers because he's been delaying the show a whole bunch in order to train as much as possible. I don't think it was ever even a question of whether or not he would win against Ben Azoulay, but he clearly is taking absolute smackdown death destruction on him very, very seriously.
What do you think about King Azoulay, your opponent?
I have been around the fight game for a very long time in my life, and I have never seen a more delusional, insane weirdo in my entire life. He is a pathological liar, he is a narcissist, and he is a blaspheming piece of garbage. Like, he has put out some of the most pure cringe hype videos that I have ever seen from a fighter. Like, I don't know what goes on in his brain that he thinks this is intimidating or thinks it's good content. I just don't understand it. I have no love for the guy at all. I just want to hurt him.
Just do it!
I just don't understand it. So I have a very low opinion of him.
That was the intro from one of my other videos. I reused it because I thought it was funny. I don't really care if it's lazy. Is anybody else actually starting to feel kind of jealous that Gypsy is the one who gets to fight Ben Azoulay? Probably no one else is ever going to get to fight him ever, just him, because of how horribly it's going to go. But at the same time, I couldn't possibly pick a better person to finally do the job. Of all the crazy things that have happened these last few years, at least we live in the timeline where Ben Azoulay and Gypsy Crusader did a kickboxing match. This lobby's been full for like 10 minutes. Why isn't it starting?
What do you think of the build-up between the last one you fought Super Hotfire and now going against King Azoulay? Super Hotfire had a few fights before, so he had some sort of element of experience. What experience does King Azoulay have in this fight?
None. He has no experience. When I fought Super Hotfire, I sat down and I watched all of his previous fights, and I sat there and I wanted to see, like, every fighter does this. Like, you watch video, you watch tape, you want to see what they do, what they're good at, what they're bad at, where they're uncomfortable, like what are their sweet spots, what are their bad points. Like, this is normal research for every fighter, that especially when someone has experience, you do this. The only time you can't do that is when, like, you're 0-0, he's 0-0, and there's nothing to go off of. You know what I mean? That's the only time. There's literally nothing for me to go off of with him. I've searched everywhere. He has no amateur record. He has no professional record. He's never done jiu-jitsu, judo, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. There's nothing. So I have nothing really to go on other than seeing him, like, punch a bag, which just looks god-awful. So it is a little bit difficult to know exactly how he's going to play when we get in the ring. But again, experience is the best teacher, and I know that I have plenty.
I'm actually not sure I believe this. He says he did a lot of research on Ben Azoulay, but anybody can see on his TikTok and his YouTube, he goes on and on and on about how he fought with Master Shifu and how he beat 30 guys all by himself, and you can see him breaking bricks with his hands, and, he fights bears and all that stuff. I mean, everybody knows this, so I'm not really sure if Gypsy knows what he's talking about. But in all seriousness, though, the one advantage Azoulay might have had is exactly what he highlighted here when he said that he had nothing to go off of and he had no idea how he's going to fight. So the fact that Azoulay was stupid enough to get that video of him boxing this dude get leaked and show everyone not only that he sucks, but exactly how he's going to fight and how he's going to put his hands down every time he kicks. Like, the one advantage he could have had is gone now. So he's completely cooked.
So it's, of course, I take every person that I fight very seriously, and I'm taking him seriously as well. Everybody's got a puncher's chance.
This is a very important mindset to have. When I was playing tennis in high school, I would always assume that the guy I'm going against is going to be extremely good, even if he looked like absolute garbage. And because of that mindset, I usually would win really good, and I almost never lost. What's that? You don't care about my tennis career?
But he just doesn't understand all of the aspects of fighting. Super Hotfire, even though he was not a good fighter, he had experience, and his body understood what it was getting ready to go through. You know what I mean? So it was different. But this guy got nothing.
Okay, I'm so sorry to interrupt the video, but please, can everyone go subscribe? I want to get 200,000 subscribers this year.
Bro, what the frick? Why would he just interrupt the video like that to ask for subscribers? You're not the commentator, I am. I'm the one who interrupts the video and gives input nobody asked for, not you. You're the interviewer. Stop interrupting your own interview. By the way, I just want to interrupt this interview real quick just to let you guys know that you should go subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. As you can see here, only a small percentage of you guys are actually subscribed to my videos. Holy crap, that's sad. So please go subscribe and get those numbers higher so I can get monetized. And now we're back to the video.
How are you and Aiden Ross nowadays? How are you and Bran Risk?
Well, look, I wish Bran Risk all the best. I have no ill will toward them, but I do not think that I will ever fight for them again. Look, it's Fred, there's not a lot of men that I know of in the fight game. And again, I am not patting myself on the back here at all, but to go into a fight, and they had told me that Super Hotfire was not training at all. He had a full training camp. He did. He had a full training camp. They lied about that. A hostile crowd, a hostile commentary, where the commentators are supposed to be neutral. You are there as a commentator to call the fight. You are not there to sway public opinion completely on one direction. Like, that's not your job. I've never seen such unprofessional behavior as commentators, because you muddied the waters so badly. Like, the fight was a very clear win. Like, I've asked Jake Shields, other fighters, even Jake, who's a personal friend, he watched a fight with the volume off, and like he watched it to the third round and then turned it off because he was like, yeah, I won. He's like, it's very clear. You know what I mean? Anybody who knows fighting knows what happened in that fight, and I beat him. Anybody else is just listening to Aiden Ross's ridiculous commentary. So all of the, and especially like it just really rubbed me the wrong way, and I felt very disrespected. And look, yes, they paid me. Yes, they did everything they were supposed to do, but I personally can't let it go, because what they've done is, and this is why I'm angry, is because you called into question a very clear win, like to the point where you are mad at the judges. You see, that's where it really crossed the line for me. You want to talk bad about me as a commentator? Oh, I'm fine, fair game. But when you take it a step further, and then you question the win, and then want to dox the judges of the Florida State Athletic Commission and get mad at them because they gave me the win, now you've gone too far, and now I don't want to deal with you like ever again. So that's where it is for me. But all that being said, I have no ill will towards them. I wish them all the best in future endeavors, and I hope that they put on other excellent cards. I personally will never be a part of it again, and that's just where I stand.
I really love how Gypsy pointed that out, because it really puts in perspective like where we are as society. Literally everything has to have the narrative put into it. Like even a boxing match like this, it's all about Gypsy's political beliefs and the other guy's black, so everyone has to root for the black guy. Like literally everything has to be pushing an agenda of some kind. And it doesn't matter how well behaved you are, like the people who disagree with you are always going to come after you, and they're never going to stop, even for just like a quick little boxing match. And even like the people that they think are on your side, they're going to go after them too, like the judges.
Except from Charleston White, though. Didn't Charleston have your back on the commentary?
Charleston White is a very interesting character. And, I do thank him for, at least he was the only one. He was the only one pulling for me, which was kind of ironic, but very.
Why would it be ironic?
Well, it's ironic because it's like, he's black, and it's, I know the things he says, but out of all the people, to do it, he does it, and even if he didn't say all the other stuff that he says about black people, like if he didn't say those things, and he was pulling for me anyway, it was just, it's just crazy to me. But it makes it funnier that he does say all those things. He's like Uncle Ruckus incarnated, and then he was pulling for me. So it's just funny, man. The irony kind of kills me.
But to be fair, on Aiden's side, didn't he call you up and apologize to you like a week later or something, a few days later?
Yeah, a week later, and only because his dad yelled at him. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if his father had not said anything to him, he wouldn't have apologized. He wouldn't have apologized. And look, it's fine. It's fine. I'm too old, and I've been through too much to really hold on to grudges of certain things. It was just disappointing, because like I had been very professional the entire time dealing with Aiden and Brand Risk, and everything they asked me to do, I did it. And I tried my best to put my best foot forward and show that, like, yes, I may be a lunatic, and I may be outrageous, and I don't have I've lost some of my humanity, but I still can be civil. And I tried, and when they did all that, like, it radicalized me even more, because I said to myself, I'm like, even though I did the best that I could to try to be right with them, they still tried to fuck me over. So that's where I stand with it. It is what it is. It's in the past now. I can't change the past.
So moving on now, I want to touch on a few more things like your training and other opponents. But this new promotion, you're rocking Jewel. I've seen you've done a lot of Jewel streams recently. So it's a new promotion. It's called Jewel Arena. Can you tell me a bit about this? How did this fight sort of come along with King Azoulay on Jewel Arena? Because it's a brand new promotion here.
Yes, it is, and I want to thank Duel for sponsoring the whole thing. The reason that they did this is because the Zone didn't want to have me on their platform, and they couldn't get me on some of the other platforms like Misfits. They didn't want me on either. So Duel sponsored me, and they sponsors me personally, and they've been very, very good to me. I love those guys. They were the only people that wanted to do business with me. So I respect them very, very much. And when all of this was going on, like, they allowed me to do the brand risk thing because they're, you know, and it was hard for them because, you know, RainBet sponsors that, and like Duel and RainBet are kind of competitors. And when I came to them and I said, look, like, this is a really good opportunity. It would make me some, you know, some really good money. I need it for my family. You know, my dad is sick. Like, I have a fiance to take care of. I have a lot of stuff going on. And it would just be like, if you guys could allow me to do this. And they said yes, which they didn't have to. They could have told me, no, you can't do it, blah, 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 and all of this, but they didn't. So and to return the favor, I told them, like, I want to fight for them on something that they're sponsoring. And like, the promotion tried to do it, you know, with Misfits and some of these other places, and they just would not have me on. Everybody else was fine. They just didn't want me. So then Duel said, okay, well, we'll just pay for everything, and we'll just make sure you can get on the card. Like, for them to do such an amazing thing, like, and they really only did it for me. Like, and I don't know how to ever pay them back. So that's the backstory of it, and I thank them very, very much, and I will always be in their corner.
Well, I've been seeing you've been going quite viral recently. The first time you went viral this year was obviously in Ross fights, and then recently with the gambling streams, right? Yes,
the gambling stream, that was a blast. Like, I had so much fun. I had so much. I was like a kid at Disneyland. They were just like, listen, do whatever you want. Like, whatever skit you want to do. And I know I can't say all the things here on YouTube, but I did. But they were just like, go for it. And I was like, really? Anything? They were like, yeah, go for it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So yeah, it was a blast. I mean, I have been doing the Omegle stuff for a very long time, nearly 7 or 8 years now, nearly a decade. And to be able to do a different sort of content, but still have my touch of things from Omegle, like all of my props, all of, you know, getting into character and being allowed to do that and go to some extremes that I would not have been able to do, like on Omegle exactly, was just a real pleasure. So I'm happy everybody liked it. Some people didn't like it, but a lot of people did. And I told everybody, like, everybody that had a problem with it, I said, look, this is a different sort of content. I wanted to do it. You guys don't pay my bills. I have to make something for myself. Not that it's all about money, but money does help. And I cannot get a regular job ever. I will never be able to get a regular job. I have sacrificed so much for the cause and so much to get the word out and change people's minds. So I have to do what I have to do that's best for me and my family. And if somebody can't understand that, well, then they can go to hell, because I am positive that if they were offered that kind of money to do what I was doing, they would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you've probably noticed I've completely run out of things to say for the last several minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and end the video here. There's no reason to drag it out. If you want to see the complete video, this was only about half the interview. You could go check it out on the Fred Talks Fighting thing. He also interviewed Ben Azoulay. I'll probably do a video on that as well, where he just talks about how cool he is and the same basic stuff, just says a bunch of nonsense. But anyway, I'm very excited for the fight. Definitely going to bring a towel to wipe off when Ben Azoulay's brains explode all over the audience. And yeah, adios.